So over my 10 years of coaching, I've noticed that there are people that lose weight without dieting. And there's three main ways of approaching a diet that if you select the right one for you, kind of like if you are working in a job you love, you never work a day in your life, that cliche statement, it'll feel like you're never dieting. And that's how people lose weight without dieting. Everyone follows some sort of restriction in order to lose weight, whether they realize that or not. But you got to pick the right one for you. So we're going to go over three types here on my walk. It is cold, so I'm hoping the sun's not too much in your eyes here. I got an ND filter on there, but rucksack on my back. We'll see how this goes. But you need to restrict your calories in some form or fashion. There's three basic types. We're going to go over the one that you are probably most familiar with first, and that is just simple caloric restriction. The only way to approach, in my opinion, simple caloric restriction isn't just eating less or intuitive eating and trying to eat less. Anyone who intuitively eats, or anyone who says, oh, just eat less than you used to, look at them. You know, they're usually an Instagram influencer of some sort. They work out all the time. It's literally their job to stay fit. They have all the hacks. They have everything going for them. They work out, like I said, all the time. They get a bunch of steps. And so they almost need to eat more in order to maintain their physique in the first place. And so them accidentally eating more isn't the biggest deal in the world. They can easily turn that around. It might not even be something that really affects them. You know, fill in the blank, because they're so darn active. You know, they'll make a video going for a hike or something like this where they're going for a walk. Meanwhile, you're sitting at your desk at your day job being told to just eat less. And that's not very helpful, in my opinion. So in order to get caloric restriction correct, you got a food log. And I think if a person is very serious, and there's other forms, so if you don't want a food log, don't worry about it. There are other forms of caloric restriction. We're going to talk about those. But if you want to control your calories to the best of your ability, and you're taking this seriously, don't tell me you can't food log, okay? Unless you choose one of the other types. Because this is something, like, again, if you're taking this seriously, why not learn? And it takes time, just like anything else. I have used this example a lot with my clients, at least in person. And it's a brake shop example, or changing brakes on a car. If I told you, you need to change the brakes in your car, there's no brake mechanics anywhere in the nation anymore, you would really struggle at first. You'd probably break your car, okay? So I wouldn't recommend it. But if you had to, you would look up YouTube videos, you'd look up articles, you would fail again, you would fail again. Maybe you'd have to get a new car. After trying 50 times, you probably would have been successful before the 50th time, and then you would start being successful again and again and again, and then you would say, you know what, there's no freaking brake mechanics anymore. May as well be me. I could charge out the ass for this. Because you're good, you could open up a shop, right? And that's the point, is like, let yourself struggle a little bit. It's okay. There are research, there's been research that's done, I'm trying to control this wind here. There's been research that's done that shows that even if a person food logs 3-4 days of the week, they get results, because on those 3 or 4 days, they're restricting calories more than they otherwise would. And so it doesn't have to be perfect, is what I'm saying. If you know, even if every day of the week you're logging 80% accurately, that is so much better. And I should mention, this wasn't in my head to mention this video, but MacroFactor is something I am all over right now. There's also Cal AI, but MacroFactor is my favorite. MacroFactor is Jeff Nippard's app. I just really love it because it's designed by a person who is interested in holding muscle. I don't know, it seems better to me. But the AI is shockingly accurate. And they have this feature in there, like, let's say you take a picture of a bowl of soup. Like, of course it's not gonna know, you know, the AI, no matter how smart it gets, it won't be able to see through there and tell you what's in there. But if you could describe it, like, let's say you know, bowl of soup, potatoes with 93% ground turkey. You can describe with words, you know, the photo, and it will give you a different answer than if you said potatoes with full fat pork. It'll give you a totally different answer, because obviously pork's gonna be a lot higher in fat and calories. So we really don't have any excuses anymore. You could be, even if AI is only 90%, and I've been testing it, I think it's close to 90%, at least on MacroFactor. If AI is 90% as good as an expert food logger would be, you're gonna get great results. So food logging is restriction type number one. The second restriction type is timing restriction. So that's usually done in the form of intermittent fasting or 1 meal a day or whatever. Now, I'm not a big fan of those. I haven't seen that work a ton, but if it works for you, it works really well. Have you ever wondered why there's like Facebook groups for, you know, all these diets, and all these people are like cult-like on this? Obviously it worked for them, or it's working for them. A lot of them, it's working for like the first 3 months, but there are people, you know, and then they revert back just like everyone else. But a lot of people, they do find success. So why is it that every diet out there, vegetarian, vegan, 1 meal a day, intermittent fasting, keto, they all have their people that have had success? Because it all works. And you have to find the one that works for you. And so with timing, if you just love, I don't eat breakfast because I don't like eating breakfast. I just hate it. I need to. I would have more muscle if I did, but not much more. It's more worth it to me to control my body fat levels than it is to have a little bit more muscle, you know? So that is what is, hopefully the mic's not freaking out on you. That's what's important with intermittent fasting, is that you enjoy it. Just like I said at the intro of this video, if you enjoy the caloric restriction, it's as if you're not dieting, right? If you enjoy your job, it's like you're not working a day in your life. And it's cliche and probably not true as well. But still, if you enjoy the act of skipping breakfast and not eating until noon, then please try that. I combine it with food logging because I want to teach my clients how to food log. So I do that with food logging. 1 meal a day. Let's discuss that real quick. I'm not big on that. I don't actually personally know anyone that long-term eats OMAD, 1 meal a day. But, you know, and I've heard of this more extreme version where it's like every other day fasting. I don't know. That's too much. I fast sometimes on Sundays for religious purposes, but, you know, that's definitely not what has led to my success. I usually end up overeating on Monday to kind of make up for it a little bit because I don't want to, you know, be under, but that's a tangent. That's something different. So time restriction is the second type of restriction. If you enjoy it, that is for you. Now, the third type is macro restriction, or some type of food group restriction. So the perfect example is keto, carnivore, and then like vegetarian, although they get all their macros, they're not cutting out carbs or, you know, fats or proteins, which you can't cut out proteins, by the way, please don't do that. But even though they're getting all their macros, they're cutting out a type of food, which is meat, or, you know, animal products or whatever, fill in the blank. This is often combined with diets where a person says, I'm not going to have, you know, alcohol. So you're kicking out like a type of calorie, right? Which technically is a macro, by the way. Alcohol is technically a fourth macro. You might kick out all sweets or something like that. That's why I default to food logging, because you can have anything you want. You can have, I mean, of course, mostly healthy foods, whole foods are going to fill you up and give you better success. But 300 calories a day of anything you want ain't going to hurt you at all, you know? And if you don't have 300 calories a day of it, which I don't, not every day do I have something, you know, bad, then you just kind of save it up and have 1,000 calories of something bad on another day, you know? And again, that's, I put that in quotes because you're not a bad person if you eat pizza or something, okay? But the food group / macro restriction, if you like it, again, just like the intermittent fasting, you will have success. You're going to have great success, and it's going to be awesome. And I'll support you in it, okay? I'm pretty much anti-keto. I don't like diets. A lot of my videos, especially the videos in the future, are going to be, sorry about the wind, especially the videos in the future are going to be about like when diets don't work. And I'm going to be talking about the freedom of calorie tracking and how we can make this something you're really good at. Now, here's what I want to discourage. If you are picking keto or intermittent fasting simply because it feels less restrictive than calorie counting, but you deep down, you know that it's just not for you, then calorie counting is for you and you can get good at it, okay? First off, it's what I teach my clients. So if you are interested in coaching, check out the program below, link in the description. And it's, you know, $45 a week, money back guarantee. All right. So what do you have to lose? That's what I teach people. I make them really good at food logging so they can have anything they want. So that's first. But also, just like I said, I know I'm reiterating this, but it is a skill. Believe in yourself. You've learned other hard things. You can do this. You are capable of learning the skill of food logging, becoming a master. I've been doing this for like 10 years. I literally have missed a handful of days, now more than a handful, you know, probably arms full. I've probably missed 100 days over the last 10 years of food logging. I feel like I'm a master. You could become a master so much faster than me, you know, because you could learn from all of my mistakes. Maybe I'll start, you know, if this video does well, maybe I'll start putting out a food logging mastery series or something. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. If you're watched this far, you're the real. I like you. But let me know if that's something that you would want. So again, 3 types of restriction is going to be calorie restriction, time restriction, or food group restriction. If you love any of them, you're going to have success. That is the key. That is the thing that is going to make the difference, where a person can lose significant weight and never diet a day in their life. So if you haven't seen my other videos on mistakes that I made during my journey, check that out right here. And then I'll see you guys in the next one.